hope you're well. How is everyone ahead of what is a really big game for you guys tomorrow night?
No, almost everyone's good. Unfortunately, Scott McTominay's picked up a bit of a throat virus. So we've sent Scott home so they can have a couple of days at home to rest and recuperate and hopefully join us again at the weekend. So everyone apart from Scott is in a good place.
How big a blow is that for you? Because he's a player that can play in different positions, and given you're missing Grant Hanley, that might have been an option for you at the back.
We have. I looked at the squad. Obviously, you can think about calling someone up, but we have good cover at centre back and good cover in midfield. So yeah, it's disappointing to lose Scott, but it's going to be a big chance for someone else to play in the team.
In terms of what this squad has been through and the progression that you have seen, maybe more so with mindset, where does that put you with tomorrow night's game in mind, in terms of being in a good place? I would imagine being in a confident place.
I've spoken quite a lot over the last 12 months, really, about the progression of the team, the way we're improving. I think I probably recognised it a little bit earlier than some other people. And we've put ourselves in a really good position, but we haven't finished the job yet. So it's to stay focused, stay humble, treat Moldova and Denmark with equal respects, and make sure that we come out the weekend with the required amount of points that we need to progress to the playoffs.
Tomorrow's a year to the day since you qualified in Belgrade. What's the biggest single improvement you've seen in the squad since that time?
The ability to win matches that maybe we would have drawn in the past, or maybe we would have lost in the past, we've turned into draws. I think just a much better overall campaign through the World Cup. We got criticised early in the group for dropping some points, but we found a way to make that up later in the group, and that's what we have to do. We have to jump from being a third-seeded team to get above the second-seeded team, and hopefully, like I said before, secure, without getting ahead of ourselves, because we still have to secure the playoff spot. But the team has improved. The mentality of the team, the understanding of what you have to do to win matches at this level has improved. And I always said that would improve gradually, slowly, by the number of caps that you pick up. So we have more players who are more experienced at this level. And when you start to get results against some of the better teams, then you start to believe in yourself a little bit more. And that belief can turn a draw into a win, which is probably what happened in the last two games last month.
This game could, of course, as all games could be when they're tight, be settled by a set piece. How important has Austin's input been to you? Yeah,
it's been good. Something different. I like to take myself out of my comfort zone a little bit at times. So for me, Austin was a different type of appointment. He brings a percentage. He brings I don't know what you call it, statistics and percentages, and on some of them we improved. We actually conceded 2 goals against Israel from set plays. So that was a negative, but we've worked on the organisation. Hopefully we get it better in the future. But we scored the winning goal against Israel from a set play, which is nice, which is good. But it's all about when you bring in someone like Austin, who's going to try and improve, you're going to try and improve the 1%, 2%, and you're going to try and turn a qualifying campaign into a successful qualifying campaign by picking up. If you take the Israel game, for example, instead of drawing 2-2, we scored with a late set play and we turned 1 point into 3 points. So suddenly we're 2 points better off. So those are the marginal gains that we're looking for.
Steve, just going looking ahead to tomorrow night, we spoke to John earlier in the week and he said that you're going to be wary of the Moldova side that are improving under their manager. Can you tell us a little bit about Moldova, and do you expect them to put in a similar performance to the one they did at Hampden?
Actually surprised me a little bit at Hampden. I thought they were quite progressive. They wanted to be on the front foot when they had the chance to go forward. They went forward in numbers. Obviously, always with a good defensive block. They defended well against us. Although we did create enough chances to maybe have a more comfortable night than a 1-0. Over the course of the campaign, I think with their coach, obviously they suffered early in the campaign. We had a big reverse against Denmark, but gradually the games have become more competitive for them. They went to Israel last month, only lost 2-1. We all know, as we know well, it's a tough place to go and make it a proper game, and it was a proper game. So I think they've improved over the course of the campaign. Looking at the squad from outside, it looks as though they've made a number of changes within the squad, although they've still got 7 or 8 players that that I would expect to start the game. I'm probably guessing on 3 or 4 positions, which is a little bit unusual in international football.
I know that we've spoken about it quite a lot, but Lyndon has scored a lot of goals recently, big goals. How big a miss is he tomorrow night? But then on the other hand, it gives opportunity to other players. How has Jacob Brown settled in? Without asking you for your team lineup, do you feel that he has settled enough? He would be ready to play a big part tomorrow night?
Anybody that I pick for the squad is a player that I feel can contribute. So anybody who's in the squad can contribute, whether it's from the start or off the bench. So we can do that. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose Lyndon because he was on a good scoring run for us. But what a great chance for someone else to be the guy that catches the headlines on Friday night. So big chance for someone else.
Steve, we all know what's at stake tomorrow night. How would you rank this game in terms of in your Scotland career as the most important?
Approach every game as the most important game. So the next game is always the most important game. This is the most important game. But if you go back to when we lost to Denmark, we played Moldova at home, was an important game. Israel at home. They're all important games. You're working over a very short period of time as a 10-game qualifying group. And every game is important if you want to qualify. So Moldova is just the next most important game.
We spoke to Andy a wee while ago, and he was saying how the squad, there's a real togetherness. How important is it that you've built that team spirit in there?
I think it's very important, but it's also a credit to the players. There has been a little bit of continuity. I think that's helped. Just as a little story for you to run, I had to persuade Lyndon, who's not with us just now because he stayed behind. He was suspended for the first game. He had a little bit of virus at the weekend and a little knock, so he stayed behind to do some work at Queen's Park Rangers, and I had to get Graham Jones, the head of performance, to phone Lyndon and persuade him not to take a 5.5-hour flight to Moldova to watch the game and then fly back with the team. So that shows you the kind of commitment and the kind of people that we've got in the squad, which is fantastic.
Last couple of questions, please.
Steve, Andy Robertson spoke to us earlier about the kind of a year ago in Bulgaria, it kind of broke down a barrier of Scotland teams that hadn't qualified for so long. Do you feel that has helped in the last year? I mean, you went to Austria, got a great result. Faroes last time out was looking a bit nervous, but you stuck at it, dug in, got the result. Is that almost kind of helped? There's a kind of new mentality you've noticed in the squad as well.
Well, you like to think so, but you never like to get too far ahead of yourself. We'll approach the 2 games coming up with a bit of humility and realise that we have to work as hard as we can. We have to defend as well as we can. We have to play as well as we can. We have to create enough chances to win the game. So there's no giving in any game of football, and there's certainly no giving in international football. So we have to remain humble, work hard, and make sure that we come out this weekend with the required points to secure a playoff.
Steve, is Kieran Tierney 100%?
That's a really easy one, David. Yes, he is. 100%.
What do you make of Andy Robertson's form? There's been some chat about that in Liverpool.
Anytime I've seen Andy, he's done well, and he does well for his country. So I don't get too wrapped up in what people are saying away from where we are. We come together and we try and work as a team when we're together. And everybody's done well for Scotland recently, and that's the most important thing.
Right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Good luck, Steve. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.